and I cannot please everyone. That's how it works. If you're a leader, you will please some and displease some. But if you are a truth teller, you should know that we gave one man a long time for him to change. On this platform, I've advised him more than four times. My team had advised him as well, and some of my panelists have advised him. I've countered him. I've had an argument with him, hoping he would change. There was a day I particularly told him, I went far by telling him that even on his own channel, he should try to give people the chance to express their views, because they told me that he's a bully on his own channel, not here. So my consecrated followers, we apologize that we kept it so long to this time to make a decision. That's who we are. We don't just jump on a decision. We are not the kind of a media. When we are talking, somebody leave a comment, we just take a decision on the comment that, oh, Nigeria was somebody, they talk to you in the other platform, then I will just get up and start fighting. We don't do that here. So I want you all to understand with us that you're not going to see that person here anymore on this platform. And meanwhile, we are going to move on by letting you all know that our stand is for Peter Obi. Do you know why? It's because we are tired. That's it. Nothing else. We are tired of the suffering, and I believe Tinubu cannot take us out of this suffering. I strongly believe that. And I also strongly believe that Atiku cannot take us out of this suffering as well. Please respect my wish and my freedom of expression, my freedom of association. And for Peter Obi, I've never hide it from anyone. I'm not standing on the fence. You know what that means? Standing on the fence, people don't know where you did. Either you are here or yet. No. I've always said it from day one that Peter Obi is all we want. And I started supporting Peter Obi when he moved out of PDP. Peter Obi indicated his interest to become a Nigerian president under the umbrella of PDP. I did not talk about him one day on this platform because I wasn't interested. But immediately he defected out of PDP. Not just me, but a lot of Nigerians stood up and said, yes, this is what we want. It means even though Peter Obi went to AAC to go and meet Sowore, everybody would have still packed with Peter Obi. It's not because he went to Labour. No. In fact, in case you don't know, you and I are the one giving the popularity to Labour right now because of Peter Obi went there. So we are not actually voting right now because of Labour. No, we are voting because of the personality. So my people, before we start taking questions right now, use the link on the comment section to join us right here. And let's do this together. We're going to talk on this. But I would like us to recap on the video yesterday of Baba Dati. Thank you. Just hold on.
Challenge everybody because you have to put your own for other people to start putting their own. And I've challenged everybody in the north. I was in Ethiopia. The forest becomes.
Said that jailing people recklessly does not give credibility to anybody. And it is not a pointer that when you are in government, there will be no corruption in your government. It was assumed, people just assumed that there was integrity. But in reality, was there? No. We began to know if there was real integrity when they came into government. And we're sorry for it today. Whenever His Excellency decides that we have put all the safety measures in place, please, for the sake, we want to finance the return to the farmlands. We want to finance the infrastructure. you know, the war against insecurity, while we are making efforts to increase our revenue, we think there is more we can get from the past. You will get to realize that in the first 2 years, what we will recover from the past is going to compete with both because the figures are unbelievable. $90 billion borrowed. We don't see any reasonably completed capital projects, and we're still paying those loans. The corruption is unimaginable. And I believe from the bottom of his heart, from the pity, he will prioritize the pity and the love for Nigeria over, you know, not looking back. It is necessary to look back. We have been part of those people that thought they had integrity until that accident in 2015 happened.
All right, my people, I'm just going to jump into this for a minute or two. Some of you might be surprised in the next couple of months, you're going to be hearing some harsh words from Baba Dati. Don't forget, these are the kind of words that Peter Obi have been trying to avoid. Some of us have been blaming Peter Obi. Peter Obi doesn't talk about the corruption. Peter Obi have not told us what he's going to do to those that have stole our money in the past. Peter Obi have not done this. Peter Obi have not done this. Peter Obi was deliberately avoiding this area. Although he knows what he's going to do if he becomes a Nigerian president. He was avoiding this area. If you listen, there are a couple of things that Peter Obi have not talked about. Peter Obi have never mentioned one day, if I become a president, I will use oil money to repair Nigeria. He have never mentioned anything to do with oil. Never. Okay? 2, Peter Obi have never said the corrupt past leaders, devilish, satanic leaders, they will be arrested. No. But some of una not happy put. A lot of us have been skeptical. Peter Obi not talk about this. Don't talk about it. He too calm. He not be like say he go fear handle these people. Because Peter Obi is a very intelligent man. But unfortunately, right now, Baba Dati not go feel high down like that. He don't already talk now. He said the first 1 year, the money he will recover in Nigeria, the first 1 year. In case you don't know, before now, 3 years ago, interview from Baba Dati, I played it a couple of days ago, I think 3 days ago here. He was extremely against corruption. And most of his serious interviews is extremely against corruption. And you don't have, and you cannot have any kind of corrupt lines with his career. So now Peter Obi is going to face some challenges. Say, that is okay now. So if we talk, no, be now move enter power. Then that will be like say, no, the power, not be so. Leave me. No, I can't wait to get there. Babangida, he go prison. Obasanjo go prison. Buhari, he go prison. Osinbajo, he go prison. Tinubu go Atiku. Then Peter Obi go say, no, you calm down first. You calm down. Move reach there. That is what we are going to be experiencing right now because the young man, 46 years old man, his body they hot, he blood they hot. He looks innocent, but don't be deceived by that. He's very, very innocent. He's very, very humble, but he's 100% against corruption. You get it? So this is a perfect match for these two. Please, my people, don't let us miss this opportunity. Before we go see him again, I go old, you go old, our time go pass. Probably our children go old, their time go pass. Their own children go old, their time go pass before this time will come again. And information that reached me yesterday, although this is not circulated information, but some people are already agitated for us not to have Peter Obi and Baba Dati. Then the revolution, whether they plan for all this, why make it just begin happen right now. Now only God will know what will happen for February 2023, though. It's a big threat. Isn't it obvious that Peter Obi is a big threat to these people? Like my brother Comrade Azel Sakunogodi just said in his video that I played, that in a field, in a football field, who everybody they pursue for field? Not the person who hold ball, the person who hold the football now be, person who hold football with the run they go. Now everybody they pursue. Once you pass the ball to the other, they will leave you alone. Nobody they pursue you again. They will begin to pursue the person who you pass the ball to. If that one still pass out to another person, they'll leave him alone. They'll begin to. So the person that is holding the ball right now is Peter Obi, is the one holding the ball. It's already obvious. The Edo State governor, because the Edo State governor, my governor, is a brave man. You know, they fear anybody. He came out to talk about it, that they don't want us. What they want now is alternative, and it's Peter will be obedient. Then the one go threaten, I say, game, we not try on ourselves. If I feel defeat Tinubu, defeat Oshomole, defeat many of them, who you be? Make we listen to this one before I play that video again. Not first now, national.
The party. They not only couldn't win, they were not even number 2. So you can see that something is going on. And we do not want this to be a trend. The future of our politics in this country is changing. I don't know how you are, whether you are closely watching what is going on. The level of disenchantment with the existing parties. I'm sure in all our homes here, we have so many people now who call themselves obedience. I don't know whether you have them in your house. Just ask them, where are you? Which party are you for? They say obedient. Do you understand? They don't want us. They're not talking about APC or PDP. They are looking for alternatives. And they are much more. You see all of them queuing for PVCs now. They are not looking the direction of APC or PDP. They are looking for alternatives. And if we don't curb this, if we don't make our party attractive, I do not know what will happen in the next elections.
Mr. Governor Obaseki, you already know what will happen in the next election, because it's too late for you or your party to make your own party attractive. That's it. It's too late for that. So my people, what I'm trying to say here is that it's so obvious. This is what we want. And the funny part of it is that, or the surprising part of it is that even most of the governors or most of the official bodies, they are also tired. Under the umbrella they belong, they are tired. It's just like Comrade Azos came now. He's a strong PDP supporter. In fact, he was under Buhari before APC when Oshomole refused to give Governor Obaseki ticket to go for a second term. Governor Obaseki moved out of APC to PDP. That was when Comrade Azos also moved along with Governor Obaseki to PDP. So what I'm saying here is that Comrade Sakonokodi was APC man before for so many years. Now he's not PDP man now as we speak. But you see the way he was castigating Buhari just now. That means when these people are under that umbrella, they pretend. In most cases, they pretentiously ignore that they are not seeing what we are seeing. But in the realism, they are tired. You see the way our brother was expressing himself, that I'm a PDP man, but my family, my community, my wife, my family, all of us will vote for Peter Obi. Do you know what that means? And do you know where he got the braveness from? It's from Governor Obaseki's own principal. You know why? Because if Governor Obaseki can come on air to say Peter Obi is leading the way. Then Comrade Salut and Osakunogodi have no choice than to also say, okay, me na PDP, na Peter Obi, na me and my family go vote for. And this is not his first video. He have done series of videos campaigning for Peter Obi. And if you go to his page right now, everything about his page on Facebook is Peter Obi. And he's a PDP man. Right? So, listen, guys. Now, beg, I go beg now. With the work we are doing right now, nobody pay us for it, apart from my wonderful audiences who support us with Super Chat here. We are doing it because we know what we want. Just imagine now, like I said, some people say, no, Nigeria will not go change, or the fee pay you money now, you can't change. How do you do that? Except you don't have conscience. You don't know the meaning of your whole what was it called? There's a word I wanted to say, I forgot about it. Your integrity, yes. That's when you can come on air. How do I do that? How? Do you think I can just come on air now after this broadcast like this guy, what was his name, Adeyanju, who 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago rained praises on Peter Obi, today now is not criticizing Peter Obi? That's the topic today. So, for my own now, just imagine after doing this video, and I've done previous series videos, I'll just come back tomorrow. The next thing you're going to be hearing, I'll say, okay, Nigeria Wash family, Nigerians, how na day? I'll just sit down like this, they raise my shoulder. All right, after I had a series of consultations and my dream, God, say that they use God to deceive us for this country. God have revealed to me that not be Peter Obi, na Thief Tunubu, or Thief Atiku, or anyhow. How do you expect me to convince these people who are already following me? How do you? This is what these shameless people are doing after they have collected money. When they are coming to the public to speak to their audience, they don't think that it's not everybody you can deceive. So no amount of money can buy someone like me. Not that I don't need the money, but I can never do it. I can never. My personality, my integrity, all means a lot to me. It's Peter Obi. I don't need to be paid for this. It's Peter Obi or nothing. It's right there. You can see on the screen. So my people, let's listen further to Baba Dati. You see the name, the way the sound says. Maybe Kwakwaso. This one be Kwakwaso. Eh? Then the Kwakwaso can they raise body. Eh? Can they do like this? Eh? Kwakwaso we will not know before. Can they do like this? Peter Obi go be my running mate. I cannot deputize with because I speak English to deceive our people. Our mama with them can know what deputizing mean. My people, let's do it and say it, Iris. Let's listen further to this and start taking questions. God bless you all.
So all these things are happening. Corruption. Nigeria has never had it so bad. I repeat, the worst form of corruption is a fake war against corruption, and that is what we'll be facing. We are coming into place to ensure genuine anti-corruption steps.
Well, let me. My reaction is very simple. For me, we're campaigning. We're going to the people of Nigeria, and we're offering ourselves to them. I'm not in position to say or answer what this person said or that person said. Soludo is a friend, is a brother. If I campaign and the people of Anambra State said, I don't have a chance, they will determine. That is 2023 issue. But I assure you that we're campaigning. We're offering ourselves. And I'm sure he will vote for me.
Thank you. Go on.
Issue of mortality is one that is worrisome. You know why it's worrisome? You know, today Nigeria have the highest infant mortality in the world. And you know why it's even more painful? We were expected to have overtaken India to overtake India in 2025, but we have actually overtaken them now. India is 1.4 billion and we're 200, and we have overtaken them. It is unacceptable. We'll deal with, when we talk about development, which I'm sure Dr. Deji knows very well, is hinged on three things: health, education, and per capita. So you can't deal with health without dealing with that issue. On issue of women, let me tell you, today in Nigeria, that 50% engine of development needs to be unlocked. When we talk about the progressive and emerging countries doing well, go and study what women have been able to do. Women who are tough. My chief of staff is a woman, my head of service is a woman, my accountant general, commissioner for finance, commissioner for local government, commissioner for education. I was surrounded by them. In fact, when I was governor, I was trying to put Ministry of Men Affairs because they just took over. Then I said, no, this women affairs cannot continue. They must have men affairs because, so for me, it's a critical thing. And I'm sure, like I keep saying, I'm dealing with somebody who understands economic development. And we're not going to work, you know, when they said, he will be on directive of the president. We're not going to have such. We're going to have a team of people where I will say to them what I've said to people all over. If you people agree with me in 3 meetings, everybody will go because you don't have your own idea. You must disagree with me because I don't know everything. Anybody who knows everything, I don't work with the person.
That's it. Thank you very much. If you knows everything, I can't work with you. I want to learn. I want people to educate me. Like I always say on this platform, that I learn from my panelists, I learn from the commenters, I learn from my contributors, the callers, I learn from everyone. I do a lot of research all the time. You know, in fact, I look out for a review, a feedback for me to strengthen my prospective moves. That's how it's supposed to be. You cannot always come up and be raising your shoulder like Kwakwa. So I knows everything. Peter Obi cannot this, he cannot that, he cannot. You are not God. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. It's time to start contributing to this. Let me start welcoming in my people right here. Mr. Destiny with us. Okay. Let me start with Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis, good afternoon to you. Thanks very much for joining us. Happy Sunday to you. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Mr. Najawash. Happy Sunday too.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Please talk to us. What is your take on this topic right now?
Okay, sir. Thank you, everybody. I greet the panelists and the viewers all over the world. My take on what I've heard so far is that, first of all, let me acknowledge Najawash. I have to acknowledge you because for your selfless fight, right from Baseki, you supported in all ways. You did all your best, even without at the end you were not even acknowledged, and you still stand on your ground because of what you believe on. You believe on the masses of the people to be on their side always. Thank you very much for your selfless fight. Thank you. And let me go deep. And you see that Obi ideology or way of, or what you have told us that he is going to run his government is that it does not want to take power to himself. Because why? This is kind of a leader that we are being yearning for, and kind of leader that we ever wish to have, or in every nation we ever wish for. Like some a nation like Nigeria, this kind of leader that will harmonize the citizen, harmonize the people, unite the people through just a common way of which we see everybody suffer from it. With the ways that he have illustrated in his speech, it shows that that is the real problem that we are having, even in terms of security. because I believe that it is the hunger in the land that bring these security issues. The hunger is too much. The country, they have no job, nothing. We are not producing anything. There is nothing on ground. That results to a place. That results to the people trying to fend for themselves. It results crimes. People decide to go to crime because it's only those, because all those lazy politicians, they have make sure that that when you starve the people with food, it's like you gather a chicken, when you give them a little piece of rice on the floor, you see all of them rush and grab it. Among them, there will be some of them that will not be able to eat. So that shows that is what is happening to us. That is what the politicians have tried to. They try to use the economy. They gather enough for themselves and start to call one or two persons and give them, so that when all those one eat, they look then that they are powerful. Then they go outside to use to oppress, which is the poor masses of our people. So that have been our problem, of which that we worship those that we think that they already made it. We don't care how they made it. And Obi is here now telling us that we should not look at those that are made it. That those are made, how do they made it? What was their job? What were they doing before they come to government? All of them, these are the people who steal your educational money, who steal your health money, who steal your infrastructure money, who steal your development money, who is borrowing and sharing. And these are the people we are worshiping, we are clamoring for, that we need them back to continue in suffering we are. So Obi have shown, through his speech, has shown that the kind of leadership that is going to bring to us as a people, this is the kind of leadership that we desire as a nation. That everybody should not only put his attention on oil, or when is the oil is going to rise, or when is the price of oil going to be sold for $1,000. That is when Nigeria is going to make it. Told that this oil is not sustainable. This thing will finish one day, and it's already getting finished, and now oil is no longer too much in value to able to access our economy. Now They have borrowed with the oil we have. They have already borrowed that even we can produce tons of oil today, cruise today. We cannot even also meet up to we cannot even service our debt. So it shows that the oil is no longer the order of the day. So he told us that before, there is another way, which is that we can able to enhance the economy, which is the farming, agriculture, of which that is true, because before with Nigeria discovered oil, we were living without oil and we were doing well. So Obi have tried to rearrange the mindset of the Nigerian youth, that if you can go to like somewhere like my state today, those states, you can see that a whole full state, we don't have any, there's nowhere that there's nothing working. There's nowhere that you can see anywhere that is that you can say there's no anywhere, there's no industry anywhere in the state. What would that generate to? It's going to result to a city of crime. You can see the courtesan everywhere. It is not that the people are lazy, that's why people love to be among a gang. It's because there's no job. People are not working. People wake up every day and still that there's nothing. So they resort to crime, because any city that where there is a crime, it is going to lack development. There's no investors that are not going to move there. The politicians have already stolen the wealth of the country by development of the country. That makes the city to be uncomfortable for investors to come inside and invest their resources. So with all this that has been before Nigeria, it means that Obi have already given us the illustration. Join with the deputy aspirant, which is Dati, that they will be the one to lift up the Nigerian economy and bring it to where everyone will be a partaker or have a say in the national interest. So Peter Obi has a good phenomenon, or has the best among the other candidates, which are, first of all, I can disagree with them with their age differences, because they don't have anything to offer. anymore because of why? The age is a problem for Nigeria, because we can learn very much from like the present president right now, which is Buhari, that every time which he normally go out, leave his country and go to Western go to United Kingdom for his medical checkup or medical treatment, of which the hospital they cannot build in the country. So I never see any president for other country coming to Nigeria to come and take medical attention. That shows that with all those people, that shows that if he have a plan for the nation, like Atiku is age is very far, there's a reduction of his age, which is a Tinubu, of which his age is it's not going to be very accessible to rule us as a president. We don't need that kind of old people. So with the great support that you have pulled out to support Obi through your platform, through your association, through your at your comfort, or even it's not even in your comfort times most time, but we applaud you for that, and we'll continue to support you and carry out the message for Peter Obi. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lewis. I appreciate that encouragement speech from you. Thank you. God bless you. All right, we're going to be moving now to Mr. Destiny. Mr. Destiny, I noticed you were having some noise on your background. I hope you sorted that out. Can you talk to us? Good afternoon to you once again.
Good afternoon, sir. I have set it out. Afternoon. How is the family, Mr. Nanja Watch?
We are very good. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Well, not too bad. I agree the panelists and everyone.
Thank you very much, my brother. If you'll be following us with the videos we'll be playing, so what is your take on this? What is the way forward? What is our expectance in Peter Obi's movement?
Really from the beginning up to now, I don't believe on Peter Obi that much, but when everybody said Peter Obi, not that I still believe on him, because I believe they are still the same thing, because all of even with some kind of things we are hearing that even many PDP are coming behind him right now.
Yeah.
But in when this thing is the way it's going, for what is it called? For Comrade Stanley condemning Deji, for me is wrong, because Deji have not said anything bad. He have not said he's supporting anyone. And Bush, I listened to Deji in one of the interview he make with Shegun Abi. He said he cannot support anybody in any election, because if he support anybody, if the person is going wrong, people will say that it's because of you support this person, that's why we supported this person. So that for that, he's not going to support anybody. He will always come out to analyze what he sees and what is going on in any part of the candidate.
Yeah.
So I believe that is what he also just did, that Stanley is trying to condemn him and the rest people know. Sometimes you have to follow people and know what they believe on and what they want to do on their own. So that is what I see there. For the Obi, like I said before, why I did not like Obi is that he doesn't speak out when things is happening to Nigerians. And since he has been campaigning himself, Obi have never said anything about that he's going to probe all the past leaders. They have never said anything like that. I've never heard him say it.
Yes, I just talked about it not long. Yes.
So all those are the things that I don't know. And some people said he doesn't have to say that when he get there. No, we don't. If we need all those kind of people, it does not make sense. You have to say what you want. If we need to put you there, we know that because of what you said to us, that's why we put you there. If we don't want to put you there, we said no. So not that you said you don't want to say that. How would you prove all those people? How would they bring those money back? Because it's only when you prove them that they will not brought all those money back, the money will be still useful because all those money that they borrowed, they did not use it for the Nigerians in any way. They just steal it. Look at this thief Mina, that stole all the pension money. They just said bring I think 700 million. I don't know. Then he brought 700 million. He went home free after they left the country. That man is supposed to be brought back and come and pay all those money because that judge said, even though that many judges in Nigeria is corrupt, why would you do that? It's normal Nigeria person like me. I just unfortunately with hunger and anything, just give maybe oil. I want to use it to cook something. That same judge so that asked me not to go court free will sentence me to maybe 10 years or 20 years imprisonment. But the Mena that stole heaven and earth for money for the full community, you just said you should come and pay peanuts, and you left him. Or the first a normal person still just oil, maybe out of hunger or whatever, you put him in 10 years or how many years in prison, which is wrong. So those are for me, that's why I want Peter Obi to speak up, tell us if he can do it. Because me, I did not see Peter Obi doing that thing.
All right.
Because many people, you visiting, even having a close relationship with Obasanjo, can he prove Obasanjo? He said Atiku is his boss. Can he prove Atiku? So those are my fears.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Destiny, right? Okay, Mr. Destiny,
Welcome.
I appreciate your contribution, but one thing you must understand is that campaign have not started. Campaign will start in August, then we can hold Peter Obi for certain things. After then, if he continue to campaign from one state to another and is not talking that much, according to what I'm hearing on the comment section right now, some of them are already saying that Peter Obi have started talking. But although he's still very skeptical, let the campaign start just next month. The campaign will start. So between August, September, October, you are going to be hearing fire upon fire from all the candidates. They are going to be talking against themselves. So then we will know the stand of Peter Obi. But at the moment, before I let you go, amongst the 3-horse race, Peter Obi, Atiku, and Tinubu, who do you want as your own president at this particular period?
Is that question for me?
Yes, Mr. Destiny, yes.
For me, I don't, the three of them, I don't even know what the person I would have loved to be president is not there, but I will always choose Peter Obi. The only way I always disagree with him is the two things I just said about right now. If he can bring it up in his election, that is going to make it possible that Obasanjo, Atiku, and the rest people will vomit all the money they took from the country. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Destiny. We'll be coming back to you again. Please mute yourself. I'm going to go to Mr. Gossin. Mr. Gossin, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Happy Sunday to you. How are you doing today?
Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon. Yeah. I was not a bit surprised when I saw that you're on live this afternoon. So, good to be here, and thank you for what you're doing. I want to agree with that other gentleman that was thanking you for your efforts that you are making. So thank you very much, because I know it's not easy to commit your time and your resources to this fight, even though you have nothing personal. It's just a conviction that you have. So well done for doing this.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I really don't know where to start. Do you want me to start from one man? Because I was here when you want me to forget about that issue.
You can address that in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'll just address it very quickly. No, one man is a controversial kind of person. I do visit his just to listen to his recordings. Sometimes I go back and listen to what he's and a lot of there are a few boys a few other guys who are OB supporters who speak very, very well on the show, and they've been able to weigh him down over time. The only thing about one man is that I think what he will never come out and tell you who he's supporting. But a few of them there who is close to, who you can see he supports all the time, are people who, I'm sorry to say, are people who are Yorubas and keep saying that it's going to be a tribalistic election, and that what is going to happen is that, and one man always agrees with them, it's going to be a tribalistic election. The Yorubas are going to go with Tinubu, the Hausas are going to go with so person, so that's what is going to happen. So as far as they're concerned, they know what the result is. So what he's just doing is just going around trying to put doubt in the mind of people. So I think the way you've dealt with it probably is the best way to deal with it, and let him just stay on his own platform and do what he's doing there. Now, coming back to this issue,
Peter,
yeah, Peter Obi, yeah. So
you are aware of the topic?
yeah, sorry, you said what?
Are you aware of the topic, right?
Yeah. I'm aware of the topic. You spoke about. You played a video about with him and his deputy Dati, and where they were in a press conference, they were asking them some questions about corruption and stuff like that, and Dati was a bit more forthright. He was a bit more giving of information of what they are going to do. Now, what the thing about Peter Obi, Peter Obi is a little bit more, and just to correct you a little bit, Mr. Naja Watch, the guy is actually 53. When they interviewed him, they asked him how old he was. That issue, the girl asked him, are you 46, 48? Or he said, I'm born in 1969. He said the day before, which was on the 8th, was his birthday. The 7th or 8th was his birthday. So he's 53 years old, actually, which is still young anyway. So he's 53. He said it himself. So that guy, you can see he's a little bit more, there's more fire in his belly to talk about the issues. But I think what is going to happen, I think Peter Obi is a very intelligent person, okay? You don't make the kind of money he's made in business and be successful in business without being someone that has a lot of common sense. So some of those very sensitive issues, he may leave them for someone like this younger person and a man from the north to be the one that talks a lot about those issues, okay? Because if he's the one saying it, he may get more of a negative backlash on him. But if it's his deputy that is talking about that, especially he's from the north as well, so he's more better placed. So I think I would even prefer for Dati to be the one that is talking a lot about what they're going to do about recovering money, and let that be for him. I rather he does that, because that's a sensitive issue. The man that just spoke was saying that Peter Obi should begin to name names. I'm going to collect money from Obasanjo. He can't do that. That means he's personalizing it. You cannot go into a campaign and begin to personalize. It look as if it's a personal thing. You are going there to go and look. People know the people that have looted the treasury. Okay, even this man Atiku. Somebody was telling me, I've not watched the interview, but somebody was telling me that Atiku was even suggesting, which I think is even a good suggestion on his part, that some of the people that have stolen money, if they can even bring a percentage of what they have stolen, he's not going to ask them to bring back everything. If they can bring back a certain percentage of what they've stolen, at least they can use that to begin to develop the country. I think that could be another angle. It could be like giving them some amnesty. So, okay, you stole 5 billion. Can you bring back 3 or 4 billion dollars for what you stole? If the other ones are gone, you bought things, you use it to do things, okay, fine. But collect back. But I think you cannot begin to hammer that now. What Nigerians want to hear, really, at this point, because if you collect back that money, and if the government is not prudent, people can still, some of the money they've collected from Abacha, some of that money has been stolen again. So it's not about collecting money from those that have stolen it. It's what are you going to do for Nigeria? That's what's important. Because, and if you listen to Peter Obi, a lot of times I listen to him and I just wonder, because before Peter Obi came into this into politics, I didn't care about politics in Nigeria. But when I listened to some of his interviews, even when he was still in PDP, when he was going around from state to state, when you hear him talk, you say, my goodness, this kind of person exists in Nigeria. What is going on? So when he was talking about just the day he went to launch his VP, when he was saying that he was in the plane, and as the plane was coming down, he tapped on the cardinal that was next to him and told him, look at that. See the amount of land. That's the crude oil. That's the crude. I mean, those kind of nuggets, those kind of things that you drop like that from his head, for him to be thinking about, how many people come out and have that kind of vision of what they want to do? I mean, he's not the first man that has seen the empty land between Maiduguri and Abuja. But for him to drop that, and the way he framed it, that's the new crude oil. That alone, people in the north hearing that, oh my God, this man is actually calling the fertile land in our place, in the north, crude oil. So what are we fighting about? These are the kind of things he's dropping. He's dropping those things, and people are listening. I wonder, my God, this kind of person, look at how he's even talking. And that thing, the VP even mentioned it, that sentence alone is enough to tell you this is a man that is not completely detribalized. He does not care. He was talking about how he's going to convert all the land into the new crude oil, and then he's going to change Kano and Kaduna into factories that will be processing all the things coming from the farm. Look at how he's saying what he's going to do. And he's talking about what he's going to do in the north. So somebody in the north, all these almajiris, these people who have been in power for all this while, when people are saying, people like, I'm sorry to say again, one man, and people are talking about tribal election. Oh, this man is going to vote for this. These houses, they've been in power for so long. What have they done? Kwankwaso that is talking about Kwansiami movement or whatever. What if you go to Kano? I served in Kano. I know that was 20 or about 20 something years ago. Yes, but even those days, there used to be a lot of all these almajiris. Things have not changed. It's still the same. If you go there, a lot of poor people all over the place, carrying plates around, walking around, doing nothing. Hausa people have been in power for so long. How has it impacted on their lives? So when Peter Obi is coming and saying, okay, this is my plan, this is what I want to do. I mean, this kind of thing, why will Nigerians not buy into this, for goodness sake? It will take a stupid person. I cannot wait for this campaign to start, because a lot of people keep asking, what is Peter Obi going to do about this? What is Peter Obi going to do about this? Why is it only Peter Obi that are being asked all the hard questions? Is he the only one that is contesting? Where have they asked Tinubu what he's going to do about this, about that? Where have they asked Atiku the same questions? The same hard questions are asking him. Let them ask other candidates. He's not the only one running the election. But when you go on social media, and the reason why Peter Obi supporters are very, very, sometimes they say they're aggressive, they're angry. The kind of questions they keep asking, if you look at these three people, it's only even a blind man can tell you that the three of them, the best person there, you don't even need to ask the question. So when you're asking all these things about Peter Obi, people, they get angry. Because I'm not saying that Peter Obi is a saint, but if you compare him to Atiku, compare him to Tinubu, Peter Obi is a saint compared to the other two people. So that is why some of the supporters get very angry when you are trying to talk him down and be comparing him. There's no comparison. Tinubu is already making phones and distributing. That is how they want to win election. How much are each of those phones? He's already making phones to give out. Why Peter Obi supporters are putting their hand into their pockets and funding his campaign. Tinubu is sharing phone. You see, this is the difference. It's so unfortunate. The only thing I can say is that I really, really hope that when the campaign starts, I know some of us that are overseas, it's difficult for us because we're not there, but we're engaged in a way that we can only talk to people at home and say, okay, how are you engaging, and trying to support them to make sure at least that they get ready. But I just hope, I hear you say all the time, if we miss this, oh my God, if Nigeria misses this, well, people like us that are abroad, will I say that I will just go and sell all my houses in Nigeria and just forget about Nigeria? Because I don't know. Because if we miss this opportunity, oh my God, I don't know what is going to become of that country. This is the opportunity that we have to actually begin to move this country forward. I'm so desperate. Sometimes I wish that the election is in like 1 month time, so this thing can be over, because I don't know what is going to happen. I'm so desperate for this thing to work. At least for Nigeria to start, because right now Nigeria is below zero. We are below zero. But he's made a very good choice in the man that he has chosen. Even though there's beginning, I don't know, maybe you've seen the little bit of campaign against the man already. People are going to dig things up. Some of the controversial things he said in the past, people are beginning to dig it up and are putting it on social media, because obviously it only tells you that if Peter Obi has been around for so long like this, they've not been able to dig out one thing. But this man, they found one thing that he said, which is controversial, yes. But Peter Obi, it tells you how clean this man is. He's been around campaigning for how long? Have you ever seen these people go and dig out anything where he said anything horrible? You can't find anything. The man is close to that. I've never seen a politician in Nigeria that is this clean. Because if there was something somewhere, I can assure you that by now Tinubu and Atiku would have found it. But there's nothing. They can't find anything. It's amazing. So I mean, if the country misses this, oh my God, I don't know what is going to become of that country. So I will stop here for now. I know I've rambled on for a long time, but I've said the things I want to say. I'll let other people talk. If I have time later, maybe I'll contribute again. Thank you very much once again.
I appreciate you, Mr. Gossin. Thank you so much. I want you to know that I'm more desperate than you. I can see you use the word desperation. I'm more desperate than you. I wish the decision can be taken just today. Everyone can move on and have their faith. Stick with your faith. But meanwhile, the time is already running fast. February looks far away. No, it's closer. It's getting closer as the day goes by. Thank you very much for that. And I have someone here that I would like to quickly appreciate, Joseph Oji. God will bless you. I appreciate the super chat that you gifted us this morning. Thank you very much for supporting our channel. Please, you guys right there, continue to support our channel. We appreciate you so very much. God bless you. Now, I would like to move on to some.
Sorry, Mr. Najawaj, can I just ask so? Is it possible maybe do you have like a Nigerian account? If I have my little something just to support you, if you can put it in the text in the group chat so that I can, because sometimes I want to even give my little support. I don't like giving, but if I can give you the naira, I wouldn't mind. So.
Thank you, sir. The account number has been shared by my admins. Is there?
Okay.
Let me just put it. Can you see this on the screen? It's on the screen right now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yes,
I'm on my phone, but I will take a picture of it. Okay.
no problem.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay. All right. No problem. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So I have another person right here who just supported us again, Abiodo Isabella. Thank you very much. God Almighty will bless you for this wonderful gift. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate every one of you that is super chatting us. We appreciate you all. This is what we want to move the channel going. We have staffs who are coming on air. We do it. It's a routine job. We are here. We are here 7 days a week to talk about this because this is what we want. That's why you see I responded to my brother, Mr. Gossin, that I'm more desperate than he is. Because I want the change and I want it right now. So I want to, before I move on, there's a question from one of our brother here on the comment section that I would like to pass to the next person to add to his contribution. Let me go look for that question again. Just give me, I need to look for this. Mr. Johnson, you left me a comment. I'm looking for that comment right now. I think I'll find it soon. I'll get there soon. Mr. Makeke Nape, and it's taking me right there. Okay, yes, I have this question right here. That's it. My next person is going to be Let Go. Let Go, please. How you doing? Good afternoon to you. Can you hear me? Unmute yourself, sir.
Yes, I can hear you clear.
Okay, Let Go. Thank you very much. I guess you'll be following us up on the all the videos we played and what we'll be talking about, right?
No, it's part of the video when Dati was talking about corruption. I
Corruption, yes,
joined.
part
Yes.
of the. So we are talking about, how will Peter Obi and that is VP deal with corruption? Do you think they can, touch the previous offenders, like all those big names and all that? And I also want you to respond to the question I just put on the screen right now from one of our own, Mr. Johnson. As you can read there, he said, I have a question. Peter Obi usually visits UK for medical treatment. If he becomes a Nigerian president, will he stop visiting UK for medical treatment? So you might likely start from there, not to forget. Then you can move on to how will Peter Obi and his VP deal with previous offenders, corruption.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I also like your comment when you were talking about how you use your platform, and I want to let you know that it's gonna be on record. Your children, your great grandchildren, if YouTube still existing, they're gonna one day come across some of all these videos, and
Thank you,
they're
sir.
gonna judge us today.
Thank you very much,
So
sir.
yeah, thank you for your good work. Yes, one thing we have to know that we don't have a working medical facility in Nigeria. That is the truth. Because when you look at the campaign that just finished, what happened? Tinubu moved to France to go and receive treatment. Atiku moved to Dubai to go and receive treatment. All the governors moved to foreign countries to go and give them our money to receive insulin injection and pain medication. That is the fact. When these guys lose our money, they don't do the necessary things. Ekweremadu is in the UK today suffering because of what? They failed to do the basic thing they're supposed to do. So for P2B, yes, he will go to UK to receive medical treatment if it's urgent and necessary. Because one, we don't have a working medical facility. The medical facility we have in Ashrok that they rehabilitated with 3 point something billion naira, Aisha Buhari told Nigerians there is no pain medication in that facility, in the Ashrok. So, if such a place that the presidential cabinet cannot receive a medical care in the Ashrok, I wonder what the incoming president will make in the office. So we first of all, P2B have to put Labour Party and his vice have to put to the right people in place that can restructure our healthcare system, for them to be okay, for them to receive medical treatment. That is what I have to say on that aspect.
Thank you.
So he will go to UK to get medical treatment if it's required for him to go.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
All
So
right.
in issue of corruption, you said something. You play video of Governor Obaseki saying that nobody here in their various houses that does not have obedient. Obaseki was able to say that because Obaseki won election. When you win something, you will have the energy. You will fear no man because you won. That is true fact. So if Labour Party P2B and his vice come into the office, these two guys will fear no ban. These two guys will fear no, because the tax ahead is bigger than them. And they want to set example. They will prove. Look at the Accountant General of Nigeria. They are telling us this guy stole 80-something billion, another 60-something billion. Where does those money went to? Is it not the same presidential candidate? Is it not the same presidential people? Is it not the same cabals that share the money with them? So many people will be probed, and I'm telling you that this Labour Party and his cabinet, when they come in, they will put the right people. They will look at the way P2B got his vice. The same system, they will search, and get the right people. Let me give you an example. President Jonathan appointed former Minister of Agriculture. He's now president for African Development Bank, Mr. Adesina. I have never seen a man like that. They will come into this country and work for us. Because these are people that are intelligent, these are people that are strategic, these are people that know where to press the button and things will start happening. So when people be coming into the office, I'm telling you, the stealing will reduce to minimum. Everybody is fighting P2B not to get there because they know what is to come. People are fighting it because they know that the stealing will not be there. And P2B have already told us that if I'm the head, I'm not stealing. How come you that are appointed to work under me will steal? It's going to be hard. They are stealing under Buhari because of what? The people steal in the name of Buhari. And all the people that Buhari appoint, they steal because they know that this is what the party is all about. Okay, so they will prove them. They will prove a lot of people. A lot of people will come to look at our military. Look at the way they are breaking all the prison in Nigeria. That is corruption. So a lot of things will change. So that's what I have to say. Because I have to, I'm at work right now. I have to go back, but I will keep listening. I will still gonna come back again. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate your contribution right there. God bless you for at least responding to that question right there. So I'm also going to wait for others to help us to respond to that. Let's move on now to Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Happy Sunday to you. How are you
Yeah,
doing today?
I'm fine. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Happy Sunday and Barakade, sir. All right.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I guess you'll be following us, and you know what this is all about, right?
Yeah, I listened to most of the things you've been talking about. Listen
Okay.
to them. Mm.
All right, but I would like you to start with the first question from one of our own here, who is
Okay.
saying that. Let me put that on the screen again. As you
How will
can see
people be deal with corruption?
here, no, no, no,
Yeah.
is this one? You see that question right there? Said Peter Obi usually visit UK for medical treatment.
Statement.
If he
If
becomes
he
Nigerian
becomes
president, will
will
he
he
stop
stop?
visiting UK? Yeah.
For me to answer that question, I think P2B have answered that question so many times because he said for him, he don't used to seek, you understand? So he don't used to seek. Even when Rufai asked him if when he become president, is he going to declare his medical statement? He said yes, he's going to declare his medical statement. Anybody can be able to see his medical statement and everything about him. So I think that will answer the question because he already said that for him, he's not kind of person that used to seek. And I believe in such a person, the way he speak will show you that once he emerge as a president, he's going to put maybe a very good hospital so that he don't need to travel to hospital UK to because I believe if you have a good hospital in Nigeria, there's no need for you to travel to UK for medical checkup or anything since you have the facilities in Nigeria. So I think most of the things he's campaigning about is all about good health, good hospitals, good schools, all those things. So if he be able to put a good school, so what is the need going to UK for hospital checkup or anything? So I think that answers the question.
Thank you. All right. You can see another question right there on the screen. How will Peter Obi deal with corruption and previous offenders, the Ojubole, that have been stealing our money
Yeah.
for so long?
Yeah, when you listen to that question, that is a very, for me, when people would like to put that question to him, but I think the way P2B is answering that question, I think he's doing the normal, the wise thing that he's supposed to do because sometimes you don't need to tell your enemy how you are going to handle them.
Yeah,
Because if you begin to run too much, people will know your plan. So the best
exactly.
option, you don't need to tell them like the running mate said about security. He said that he don't need to talk much about the security because if he begin to talk about the security, the one you know about the security is different from the one him know. So if he begin to tell you about the one he know, you will be surprised. You understand? So for them, they will keep everything to their own to themselves. Then when they get to the office, they know the people who are perpetrating, who are doing all those things. Then they will treat them directly. You understand? So I think when it comes to this corruption, because if people be started ranting, I'm going to lock Obasanjo, I'm going to lock Buhari, I'm going to lock Jonathan, I'm going to lock everybody. He end up not being there. So the best solution, you just have to play on their own tone. Then when you get there, you now tell them the animal you are. Because you can't be sitting outside and be telling people you are going to fight them until when you get there. Then when you get there, then you now have to know how to deal with them. Because if you tell people that I'm going to imagine you now, just use for yourself, for instance, somebody is coming to you telling you I'm going to deal with them, I'm going to deal with you. That person have already told you everything about what he's going to do. So you don't need to allow that person to come into your house. So the best option, keep it to yourself. Then when you get there, I believe that if you watch the running mate, that one is more serious about fighting corruption. I believe him and Peter Obi, they are going to fight corruption. And the way he's fighting corruption, like the young man said that when Buhari talk about corruption, Buhari don't define the corruption, what he means by fighting corruption. because fighting corruption is not there's the way you start fighting corruption, starting from people you do give contract, all those people. So those are the way you start tackling them. Police is standing on the road collecting money from citizens. Those are way of fighting corruption. So they have their own way of fighting corruption. Maybe the way Buhari is talking it is not the way they want to tackle their own corruption. So for me, those two know what they are doing, and I think P2B and the running mate, I don't think they are going to, with the team they are going to use, they will fight corruption in a better way.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Collins. I will move on to Majid. Majid, good afternoon to you. Happy
And let me
Sunday.
say something about the young man that was Deji, because
Okay. Majid, I'll come back to you. Majid. Majid,
so
your system, before I come
yeah,
back to you, Majid, please sort out your system because it's noisy and is echoing as well. Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Collins.
yeah. So about the Deji, people like that, I just want people to understand that those guys have been there for like how many years now. They keep running from one place to another, keep confusing people. Even when during the answers, they will say one thing, another, you find them here saying another thing. So I don't think Nigeria should be listening to those people, because at this time now, most of them are not, they are not even for their own, because I keep saying it's for their own selfish interest. Because I remember I used to follow this guy before. This guy in, what is him? Jollof, Mr. Jollof. I used to follow Mr. Jollof before. Then until when Jollof went and brought Tunumbu that Tunumbu is going to be the best candidate Nigeria will ever ask for. Then I said, this Jollof was the same person who is shouting during NSAS. I think he was there shouting during NSAS that Tunumbu this thing. For that guy still went back and said Tunumbu should be the person Nigeria should be focusing on. You now look where all these people are coming from. So I put him in the same area I put Jollof. So those are the same kind of people. So Nigeria shouldn't be listening to them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our brother Colin said it's better we disregard these distractors. If you find them anywhere, in any social media, physically, anyhow you find them, disregard them. Don't pay attention to them. If not, your mind will be corrupted. I'll move on now to Majid. Majid, I hope you've sorted out your device. Please talk to us.
Yeah, is it okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I greet you. I greet everybody in the panel. Uh, I was listening and I understand the topic. The topic is about the corruption, how P2B is going to fight corruption. And I heard the Destiny here was asking if he's going to stop corruption or fight some certain kind of people because they are corrupt. If you listen to more of P2B interview where they ask him about corruption, he said something. He always say that thing. He said, I am not coming to look at the back. I'm coming to look at the front. I might not fight corruption the way they fight it, but I will make sure that I close those holes that will warrant corruption into his administration. So he made it obvious that he's only going to make sure that nobody will steal what belongs to Nigeria. That he's not coming to fight. He now says something in proverb that he's not coming to fight anybody. That whose house is on fire and if somebody that they stole something from his shop will not go and close his shop and be running after the person that steals something from his shop. That is like pursuing want something and do something that is bigger. So he made it clear that corruption is not something he's going to fight personally, but he's going to make sure he closes the areas, those inch that brings corruption. So that's what he said. Secondly, about going to medical treatment in other countries. Although you people will not expect him to build the whole thing at a time. It has to be processed. Like They have to be processed. According to him, when he was Anambra governor, he was not going outside for medical treatment because him himself he doesn't fall sick. So he said once he went to the when he came back to Nigeria, he fell sick and he went to the hospital, pushed himself, built in Anambra when he was there. So he went there to take the treatment because the thing that was disturbing was when he was in Nigeria, so he has to go there. So he's somebody that once he comes in, he know the area that Nigeria is affected and he's going to start fixing them because he keep telling you education, health and the production. So this is three things he always says. So I believe medical and stuff like this will be his primary concern, and I'm sure he's going to fix that one within 1 year in his office because it's very, very important. So he's not somebody that wants to be traveling, spending our money. If Obi can give a better hospital, I don't think I will see him traveling because he hates spending money unnecessary and things you can afford and you can be able to do. So he hates spending money like that. So I believe he's going to fix it. That's my. And again, lastly, there's a this thing I saw, another panel I saw, something like that, where they were kind of contributing money for this Osun State governorship election that Labour Party candidate is involved. So I think they're trying to, get up to 3,000 people to mind the polling unit, stuff like that. So they are trying to see how they can raise money, at least start from Osun State, by kind of electing people from there. So they are trying to see how they can just get like 3,000 people that will mind the polling unit. Stuff like this. This is what we should be thinking on how we can be able to help and how we can be able to work. We can be, any of us can be party agent because if you're not there when the vote is, even if you cast your vote, you're not there. There's no east side that the ANEC can allow to access the electoral this thing materials. They cannot. So we need to be registered polling unit agents. We need to be registered as a polling unit agent. So we have to communicate, look for those people who are in charge of coordinating P2B movement so that they can be able to incorporate most of us into the process so that we can be able to mind our votes. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Majid. I appreciate your contribution. God bless you. We're going to be moving on right now to Bennett Obede. Mr. Bennett, thanks very much for joining us. Happy Sunday to you. How are you doing today?
Yeah, happy Sunday, my brother. Good morning.
Good
How are
morning
you
to
doing,
you.
sir?
Yeah, I'm very, very good. I'm good. We are currently deliberating on what would Peter Obi or how would Peter Obi deal with corruption and previous offenders. And apart from that, there's also a question that came in from one of our brothers in on the comment section who said that Peter Obi normally go to the United Kingdom for medical treatment. Will he continue like this when he become a Nigeria president? So I would like you to, pile up the two questions together and talk to us.
Okay. Let me start with the one from how will Mr. Obi go for his medical treatment? To start with, Mr. Obi, I think he's a British citizen. You guys that live in England, there's something they call insurance, and I guess he have insurance concerning his own health. You understand? So if Mr. Obi goes to England to take his medication, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But if he becomes the Nigeria president, there will be a provision for that because Mr. Obi that I know is someone that will want to make Nigeria work in terms of the health sector. You understand? When he was a governor, I think one of his interview, he made mention of a Jangadi hospital he built in somewhere in Onitsha. So I think he's going to replicate the same thing in Abuja. So this thing of health and every other thing they are talking about it's not like a rocket science. Somebody that will attend Uniben, Ambrose Allen University or UI in Nigeria. We graduate from Nigeria. We come to, we come abroad there and just become a surgeon or a better person in the medical field. Why is it that we can't do it back home? The thing is that it's just our system is wrong. So Mr. Peter Obi is the right person that can fix the system and bring in the right machine. You understand? Because there's nothing too special about this medical stuff they are talking about. Come abroad, come and treat yourself. You understand? Once we have the right machine in our hospitals back home, and the right personnel, you understand? Encourage them, make sure they are well taken care of. There's no need to come abroad to come and take care of yourself. So that's for that. I believe those that have been following Mr. Obi, they should know by now that Mr. Obi will fix our health system. You understand? So that's for that for Mr. Obi about the health. The one against corruption. So I would like to put this question straight to those people that are asking, how will Mr. Obi fight corruption? I think for the past 4 or 5 years now, Omoyele Sowore has been mentioning about corruption, how this is a criminal, this is Tifa, this is that. He's going to jail them and do that. But today, where's Omoyele Sowore? He's right behind the back seat now. He's on reserve because of his utterances. It's still this the same people that will say Omoyele Sowore is too aggressive, he's too this, he's too that. They want Peter Obi to fall in the same trap. You understand? If you guys are not calculating what some people are trying to do to this Mr. Obi, they want Peter Obi to fall in the same trap. No, Peter Obi cannot fall in that trap. He knows what he's doing. And to start with, Peter Obi cannot persecute anybody. We have a judiciary system. We have a justice department that will do that. All Mr. Obi needs to do is just to appoint the right person, the right person that can drag these people in and persecute them. You understand? Mr. Obi is not the law. He's not a cop. You understand? So all he needs to do is to make sure our judiciary system is functioning very well. And for us to bring this people to book, it now lies on us. You understand? Because the people that we call the lawmaker are these people from the legislatures. Those are the people that will bring these files out. That's why you see at times you see them, they will say the oversight committee. All these their committee that they have in the legislature arms of government. You understand? Those are the people that will go and dig all these files out and say, no, in so time, Obasanjo steal 16 billion for electricity. We need to look at it and forward these files to the Justice Department to recall Obasanjo back. You understand? And how they're going to do that is for us to still look at those people that we are electing in the judicial, in the what's it called? The executive, judiciary, and the legislative arms of government. The people that we are electing there, those are people we are supposed to be holding strong. That look, you people are not doing your job. People are stealing our commonwealth. People are not calling them to, as in, you are not calling these people to order. And the judiciary system are not doing their job. The president is just one person. He cannot just go and be calling people and say they come and go to jail, come and go to jail. You understand? Our judiciary system and the legislative arm of government, they are not doing their job. It's like what is happening to Okoromi in Edo State. You understand? Those guys are not doing their job. They are not recommending criminal stuff against all these people for the judicial system to persecute these people. That is why these guys can still walk freely. You understand? So for that, I just hope once Peter Obi win by the grace of God, he should appoint the right Attorney General of the Federation that can do his job perfectly. So that's how they do that. You understand? So the third question, please, can you come again with the third question, sir?
Yes, I think you have answered all the questions because it's only 2 questions: the hate and the corruption, how you can deal with the previous offenders and thieves. So you have answered all, and especially the corruption, you've answered it perfectly, because
Okay.
I think that is what actually put Sowore in trouble today.
Yes.
Nigeria pushed him.
So So, and again, I've been trying to reach you because election is coming very soon. I think the election is February 25th next year. I would like you to, it's just to make everybody be to be conscious in what we are doing. I would like you to, in your caption, to how would I put it now, to make us be aware of how many days to election, like countdown. You understand? Like today now is the 10th of July 2022. If you count down from today now, it's going to be 230 days to election. So I don't know, it's my own opinion for you to use that, as a reminder to people. Look how many days remain. We should try and try and do this and do that and do that, to make people be aware. Those that want to buy tickets, those that want to do this, those that want to go back home, those that want to remind their people, look, see, this election, we are just making one mistake. About now Peter Obi. No, this is the fight of our lifetime. If we made mistake, it is over. You understand? We are fighting for our own life, for our own security, for our own future, for the unborn children. We are not fighting for Peter Obi and dancing. You understand, my brother? We are fighting for our own life. I could remember in those days when I was in school in Ekpoma, 90s, I can travel from Benin, from Iyaro to Lagos. Those days with the hustle, I go buy a local clothes, come hustle, sell. You understand? Travel in the night, come back again in the morning. But right now, people can't do all that. That is the struggle we are all fighting for. It's not Peter Obi. We are not fighting for Peter Obi. People get it wrong. Peter Obi, no. We are fighting for that grandmother in the village. We are fighting for that young boy that cannot go to school. That is who we are fighting for. Peter Obi, Peter Obi is already a made man. He has just 2 kids. His kids are already made. So people should not get it wrong that we are fighting for Dante and Peter Obi. No, we are fighting for our life.
Sure.
So that is my brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Obedi.
I greet you.
I really appreciate you. You're right. We'll try to work on that countdown as well. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. And yes, I support you. Your deliveries are powerful. I'm not really sorry. Nigerians actually pushed in where he is today by castigating the government continuously, telling the whole world, even telling the same devilish satanic government how he's going to treat them when they become a president. So that is some of the challenges he's facing today. And we will not allow Peter Obi to be pushed into that same cycle. Right. And my people, let's share this broadcast and hit the like button. We will be rounding up soon. We're not going to be here for so long. After this, I'm going to ask everyone to do 2 minutes that will round up. Let me go on to Mr. CM. Mr. CM, good afternoon to you, sir. Thanks very much for joining us. I guess you'll be following up.
Yeah, good afternoon, Niger Watch. Yes, I've been following up, and I've had quite a very intelligent and articulate submissions from nearly everybody that has spoken.
Okay.
Yes, I had to eat just by way of, I won't waste time. How will P2B deal with corruption and previous offenders or thieves? Well, there is nowhere in the world that you fight corruption on a man-to-man basis. What fights corruption is the rule of law, the constitution, and the existing laws. That's all, and the law enforcement agencies. So what I will advise P2B to do is when you get in, you strengthen the law. As simple as that. I remember P2B saying when they were talking of when Buhari came in at the early stage of Buhari's regime, he was talking of corruption. In those days, if you come to Facebook, people will say we are looking for those the goats that ate our yam. All those times, everywhere was 97 versus 5%. P2B now came on air to say that we are fighting corruption is not an economic strategy. That corruption will still be there, even in developed world. But what matters is how you handle it. He gave an example, which somebody mentioned here, that you opened your shop to sell what billions or millions of naira, and thieves came and carted away some of your wares or products. You don't lock up your shop and start running after those thieves. What you do is you inform the police, the law enforcement agencies, let them take charge, give them all the details they need from you. It is their duty because they are constitutionally equipped. They are trained to catch a thief. They are trained to prosecute the thief. They are trained to take statement from a thief. They know what to do. So when you hand them over, you concentrate on attending to new customers. In other words, those that stole looted the nation dry will not just be a case of every time, trial by the media. You don't even need to, the media may not even know. Just tell the police, police will be doing it underground, getting them, they know what they are recovering. Unless if it's a case you want to know whether they are going to court, you go to court and see where it is gazetted. That is the way it's done. So quietly, you don't even hear people saying it. So I think Obi should fight corruption and fight it in the most civilized way. What is the FBI in America for? What is the Metropolitan Police Scotland Yard for? You liaise with these people, send some police officers for 6 months crash course, they train them, you come back and then tell them to do their job. That is as far as fighting corruption should be. So nobody should be spared. Then concerning the fact that whether P2B, if he goes to abroad for medical treatment, if he becomes a president, well, whether he will continue the same thing. I can only say whatever I say about P2B is what I always quote him, or maybe what I've seen him do. P2B said when he came to and when he became Anambra State governor, none of the state health institution was accredited for training even the midwives, nurses, and training doctors. So what he did was to get them accredited by putting some facilities in place and then training the personnel there. He said when he left, this is not when he was there. He said when he left, there was a time he was sick. For those listening, or who know the people, those that know Onisha very well, there's an area of Onisha called, I think it's called Odapo area of Onisha. I may be wrong, but there's a hospital called Waterside Hospital owned by the missionaries because P2B handed them all the hospitals and schools to the missionaries to run because it is theirs. So that was where P2B went to treat himself. When he came there, he said, look, whatever you people do to me here, because I set it up. There was a time he was saying, if my successor has followed it up, there's no need for us to go abroad. But be that as it may, if he's going abroad, I can bet the moment he becomes president, he will stop it because he is ready not to waste money on a medical mission abroad, even if it is him, because he uses himself to set example. So I'm quite sure that whatever is taking place now, when he becomes president, he will stop it. He will even like to make sure that all our hospitals are okay so that everybody can use it. So to this, I can stick out my neck and say P2B cannot one day you hear that the president, just like we're hearing now, well, our president is in UK or Canada or America or Germany, he's going to attend to his medical health, all those type of things. It won't happen for a man like P2B, no, because he always like to use himself as an example. He want to present himself as somebody who lives by example. So that is one of the things that is gratifying about the coming of P2B. And like you always say, if he did not break the law, definitely you, who is the next or somebody, you can't break the law. That's why he said fighting corruption. People think that he said, I P2B, if I did not take, I didn't involve my wife, my kids, my friends. In other words, benefiting from inflated contract or even doing or whatever it is. He said, then how can then you? Because he said, I will be the person to approve what we are going to steal. So if I didn't add my own, how are you then going to add your own? So that is what they call the power of personal example. And if you notice, people that are attacking P2B, they're not attacking him for the fact that he's incompetent, he can't perform. But it's like they are attacking him because he's going to he's going to remove that feeding bottle from their mouth. They don't like it. That is what they are against. If ordinary man on the street knows that they don't gain anything from government, so when P2B is coming and doing anything, they are not bothered. But those that are lifting crude oil without payment, can you imagine? Can you imagine February, March, April, May, June? 5 months. NNPC did not remit any money into fax account, federal accounts, Federal Account something Committee something or something. The money that the states share every month based on the number of local government and all those useless formula they use. For 5 months, they did not remit anything. All anything they are going to share is either from custom duty they collected from a Lagos port or Murtala or LD airports, or maybe industries like maybe nursing or any other industry you can see anywhere that they pay company tax. That's all. So what does are you telling me P2B will be president? He won't query any NPC. So this is what they call this is like corruption. Because you know, or somebody's going to tell me that throughout February, Nigeria did not sell even 1 barrel of crude oil. Throughout March, April, May, and June, we've not sold crude oil. With what petrol is I mean, what you buy a liter of petrol in Europe and America now. So you see, when people are talking of probably because they are going to be election next year, so some people must have been building their war chest. That's why most of this money may be missing. Let's not kid ourselves. So this is where an example P2B will look into, because I know the type of person he is. That is one thing. So issue of corruption, because he will first of all make sure that nothing corrupt is traceable to him as a person, and then to his vice. Look at the way even the VP, the running mate, is talking. He's already talking like Idiagbo in the way I look at him. He's already talking tough, meaning that he's not interested whether you are Hausa, Fulani, or Yoruba or Igbo. Everything must be done, and he's keeping his secret, his strategy close to him chest. He doesn't want to reveal a lot of things because this is the campaign period. So the moment they get in, they will say the ball rolling. So the issue of corruption, as far as I know, under P2B, I mean, in Anambra, nobody served under P2B in Anambra is being queried by EFCC. That tells you the type of person. Nobody, 8 years, not even a civil servant, because he won't allow it. If he did not steal, then how can you steal? Somebody who they approved 480 something million to renovate a government house. I mean, yes, a government house that was damaged. He went to the market and used either 80 something million direct labor, buying rod from traders, buying cement, supplying, and he did it. So, of what use? He could have said, jolly well, they've approved it before I came in. Then he will sign it off and take his own court. He refused. He was impeached 2 times. He said at a time they were impeaching him, some traditional rulers or prominent people from Anambra came say, look, Peter, these people have come to us. Allow them take this money so that they stop impeaching you. Peter said, no. If that is what will make me to not to be governor, let it be. He came out on air to say, look, he said, I remember I read it. He said, if I'm impeached and this thing stands, I will be the first governor to impeach for saving money. He went to Supreme Court and won. He said even the judges in the Supreme Court, he never met any of them to. Moreover, remember, P2B is APCA governor. The whole of the House of Reps in Anambra, I mean House of Assembly in Anambra, are PDP. Yet he was able to navigate his way and stood his ground. And when they saw that he was doing things the right way, they gave up. So that's what they call the power of personal example. If you, the head, is not corrupt, there is no way those under you will be corrupt, because they will be afraid. And he said it is him, the head, that will approve what we are going to steal. He will be the person to approve it. So if he did not add his own court, how are you going to add your own court? P2B is not going to honor you well tomorrow. That is for sure. Now, let me end with this thing that P2B said so that people will know the type of mind, how his own brand of economic management. Nigeria wanted to renovate Abuja Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport the wrong way in Abuja. They borrowed money and they commissioned it, I think, Julius Berger. Then they said to relieve the flight going to Abuja, they have to use Kaduna Airport. They quickly make Kaduna expanded the runway of Kaduna Airport, and then while they're working on Abuja, borrowed money. Peter came on TV, I think it was Arise. He told them, he said, no, he said, you don't need to do all this to go and borrow money. He said about 80% of the flight coming into Nigeria goes through Lagos. What you should do is you tell the people, you book say you are moving from France, Air France from Paris to Abuja, or KLM or Lufthansa going to Abuja. You tell them, don't worry, you are going to land in Lagos. APs, Ibon Air, maybe all these, what are the local airlines we have? You will commission them, say your duty is any flight that comes down from Lufthansa, they are going to stop in Lagos. You transfer the people to Abuja. Anywhere you have to do it, so that they won't be flying direct into Abuja. So in that case, the runway that should have been for international flight very big will now be used for local flight. He said while every flight comes to Lagos, that's the whole money collected goes into one purse, which is for Lagos. You will use that money to repair the Abuja runway within 6 months. After 6 months, the Abuja runway will be open. So you've now had 2 international runways, Lagos and the Abuja. Then all you need to do is say KLM moving from Amsterdam to Kano. Please don't go to Kano, come down to Abuja. When you get down to Abuja, you will now tell Ibon Air or APs or other local airline, your duty is to carry these people to Kano, carry these people from Amsterdam, they are in Abuja, carry them to Kano. Within 6 months, the money gathered from all this, you will use it to to pay off whoever is doing the Kano International Runway. When you finish that, then you get back to Abuja again. He said, flights going to Port Harcourt, go to Abuja. The local, he said, when he analyzed this thing, I was shocked. He said that way, within 2 years, you must have had brand new 4 runways, 6 months, without borrowing a kobo. Yet you financed it yourself. He said after that, you now tell Port Harcourt, it is you, Port Harcourt runway will make the money they're going to use to do that of Asaba. Maybe Enugu will make the money to be used, or Calabar. You know, that type of thing. That's the way he analyzed it. So after that, you know that the man is sound economically. He knows how to handle money. And that is what we need, because Nigeria is in a mess. A country that will sell crude oil to China on Monday. Tuesday, they will go back to China to go and borrow loan. What sort of country is that? And the loan you are borrowing with interest. What does that tell you? He has seen that our seaport, I remember Jonathan saying this, sorry, I'm taking time. Jonathan saying that if we manage our seaport very well, we don't have need for crude oil. So when Obi is coming, Obi feel that our seaport, our seaport, our seaport in Lagos is enough to handle the bulk of what foreign exchange we are going to earn. So Peter Obi knows exactly where he's going. That's where a lot of people are attacking him. I watched an earlier video in which somebody said, nobody tackles a man without the ball. So who are you going to tackle? You only tackle the man with the ball. Nobody is tackling Tinubu, Atiku, any other person. They don't have the ball. It's Peter Obi they are tackling, because that is the man with the ball. If you don't tackle him, he will score. So as simple as that. So that is the issue. I want us to stay online, and then I think we are quite on track. Whatever the prayer is, that Peter Obi should come and rescue Nigeria economically first, because the people are hungry and they are tired, and we need a new direction. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. CM. I appreciate your contribution. Like I said, we're not going to be here for long, but I want everybody to speak with how long they can so that we can round up. So I'll move on now to Lucky Ralph. Mr. Lucky Ralph, good afternoon to you. Happy Sunday to you. Please, I'd like you to talk to us. We have a question right here. Mr. Lucky Ralph, can you hear me? Mr. Lucky Ralph, you are not there. You need to unmute yourself because we can't hear you. If you are not there, then I need to start my 2 minutes deliveries so we can round up. Okay, Mr. Lucky Ralph is not available right now. Mr. Destiny is over to you again. Please use your 2 minutes to talk to Nigerians, to encourage Nigerians. 2 minutes.
Yeah, I thank you so much, Mr. Najawos, for inviting me again. I listened to everybody, and there is something I need to talk about. Because some people said Obi doesn't have to tell people that you have to fight corruption or things that you have to do. And one person said Obi is not, as in Obi, when he becomes president, is not the one that will fight the corruption. I don't really understand that thing. Who will now ask the Attorney General to persecute someone? Is he the Nigerians or who? Because maybe I'm getting it confused somehow. I don't really know. Because sometimes.
Okay, sorry, I should have answered it.
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, yeah. When you say who will answer, who will prosecute, the president might not,
Yeah.
because if it's the function of attorney general, that's what they call office of public prosecution. Such people, you just do it in a meeting and tell them any file that comes from the police, investigate or whoever, any Nigerian at all, let them present it to you. So the president might
I,
really, that's what I'm
sorry,
saying.
sorry. I don't want to. Sorry, let me. Because I always listen to Femi Falana most of the time. He always said the president have to give order to attorney general to do this or that. So you telling me now it's not the president? I don't really understand. Well, that is not the issue. That is not the aspect I'm going to. People said he doesn't. So we see that when we are going to an election ground, like Mr. Lanjawo now, every time I always talk about the issue of land grabbing in Edo State. That if he was the governor, that he will fought it. Okay, because he always said he would fought that land grabbing of a thing. Then if some, for example, next election in Edo State now, he come out as a governor. We now said no, that we won't vote for him because he always said he want to fight the corruption. Then what, I don't even understand why are we hypocrisy in some kind area. Because he said this thing is wrong, and if he have the opportunity, we fight it. Then we said no, we won't vote for him. We said we will be afraid of some people. Even the one that he get that no, okay, like Obaseki, when Obaseki came, he did not say we fight the land grabbing. Up to now, is he fighting the land grabbing? No. So what do we really want? Is it the one that will speak up or the one that does not speak up and he will do the thing? Because me, I don't really understand. I don't know. Because some people said because Showore said he's going to fight corruption, that's why he is where he is right now. If we sit and maybe Nigeria don't want us to fight the corruption because really many of us as in Nigeria we are benefiting from some of the politicians that are corrupt, and we don't want anybody that will go there and fight, probe them, make them vomit whatever they have. So that's why many people, when you say you persecute some politicians, they won't even buy it. They will say no, it's not right. You won't do it because they won't support you. Because many of us, I know, we know some even in Europe here that is benefiting from many politicians in Nigeria. That's why some of us here, if some of the politicians come, some of us are the ones that even go to them and say embrace them, welcome them, congratulate them here in Europe, wherever we are. That's why some they don't speak out. They always support them in some way. And if they are even speaking here, you notice the way they speak. They hardly speak direct and they hardly condemn. They will try to just beat around, rub the issue the way it pleases both the politicians and we. Normal, they won't just say it the way it's supposed to be. So we still, if we really need what we want, let somebody that said he want to do it, do it. If he said he's not going to fight the corruption, he said he want to work. Okay, if that is what we as a Nigerian want, let them give him the power. Because I don't understand why somebody said he should not fight them. He said he will not going to bring the money them back. He's not going to fight. He's not going to start work just like that. How is it possible? In anywhere, you have to fight people that did wrong. In uh, in uh, in Gambia now, Femi Falana and some lawyers are fighting Jammeh, the ex-president, for the last about is it 15 people killed. Some are Nigeria, some are Ghana, different countries. They are still probing the man up to today. Okay, because he's ex-president, they will leave just those people that he just killed just like that. I don't really know how we are planning the election, shall that is just my own take. Thank you.
Can I say something?
Yeah, you can say something.
You
Okay,
please
thank you.
that in 1 minute, please. Who is going to speak? What's your name?
No, let's go. I wanted to respond to what
Okay, Mr. Gojo, I'm going to use your 2 minutes now because we are rounding up.
Okay.
It's a bit God's time right now. So Godson's time. But you just go ahead then and come back to Godson. Use your 2 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, Mr. Dawson, your view is correct because you can't. The country cannot, sweep it under the carpet. So I believe Mr. Obi and his cabinet, they will fight corruption. They will, but the way they will fight it is not the way this current government fights corruption on one-sided. Okay, because Mr. Obi administration will look critically into all the areas of the section of the economy. They will look all the offices, Attorney General office. Look at the way Attorney General office is dealing with issue of Nnamdi Kanu today, and look at the way Boko Haram are going free. They are now free from all our jails. We don't know who they will kill next. So they will look into all these things, appointing the right people and telling them what to do, and they will form all the panels, they will do all the investigation, and they will report, they will come and tell Nigeria what they found. And from what they found, they will make the move. Like, let me use that as an example. In America today, after Donald Trump left office, what is going on? They are investigating him right now. The panel is investigating him. His family has been investigated. He's the only one that left to be investigated. And after they finish their investigation, they will give American people reports. They will submit reports. And after they submit the anything they found, it's not left for the Defense Department to take that action before it moves to the Mr. President office. So Mr. Obi will fight corruption. The Attorney General of Nigeria that stole 80 billion naira, Disa Bakari that stole our money, Brutai that has our military gadgets money, all these things will come to pass, but they will not come out now and start telling you that this is how they will fight corruption. Because if they tell you this is how they will fight corruption, their enemy will see their weak points and walk towards that weak point. That is what they are saying, that since Showore has been saying, I will jail this person, I will jail Obasanjo, I will jail Yaradua, I will jail Goodluck. That is why Showore is in court every day defending himself. But when this new bread of life comes to life in Nigeria, they will set up panel that you look into critically. That's what they call critical thinking. They will look into it deeply and get out all these facts and use it against it. It is not going to concern Mr. President. Mr. President will be working for Nigeria, and all these things will be going on. Thank you.
I appreciate you right there. Thank you very much. All right, let's go to Mr. Cousin. Mr. Cousin, is your time right now. Please talk to us in 2 minutes.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Naga Watch. I was just thinking about it as this the man that spoke before this last person. I think a lot of because I know he always is talking about Showore. I always hear him drop Showore, so I have a feeling there must be a Showore supporter. Now, the thing about it is that what some people want this man to see. If I start with Showore spent a lot of time in the US. In the US, do you ever hear the president of America coming out and saying, I'm going to jail so and so person. I'm going to go after so and so person. The reason why we are clamoring that in Nigeria, the president of the country should be going after individuals, it's not meant to be like that. The judiciary is a separate arm of government. What the government should do, if things are being run properly, and that's why we want someone like Peter Obi, hopefully, to come and change things and do a restart in every area. What should happen is that if the president comes, he will equip all the agencies, the judiciary. They will have all the people that are meant to be there. There are departments that handle corruption and stuff like that. The normal thing should be that you train them, equip them, and they have cases. The file is sent to them. They now go and do their job. It's not for the president. What we want Nigeria. If Nigeria is going to work properly like other developed countries, you don't have presidents going to be personalizing this thing. The president is not meant to be the owner of the legal this thing. But because in Nigeria, things have not been done properly, we now think the president should be controlling we know in Nigeria, that's what's happening. But it's wrong. If things are being done properly, The judiciary is a separate arm of government. What should happen is that there are agencies in the government that handle those type of things. Obviously, if the case goes to court, people will be aware of what is happening. But it shouldn't be the personal thing. Where people want this man to make it look as if I'm going to do this. It's not meant to be like that. And what I shouldn't be coming out to be saying I'm going to do that. Because Shore was saying that the country where Shore spent so many years, it doesn't happen there in the US where he came from. It doesn't happen like that. You don't see the president of that country going and saying I'm going to jail that person. It doesn't happen. Because these are countries where things are done properly. You don't come to Nigeria. Nigeria is not a zoo. So what we should do is let's start doing things properly. What should happen? The vice presidential man is already saying that they're going to tackle things. People that have stolen money, he's already dropping those things there. But what we don't, people still want him to come and say, I'm going to go after the people. He can't start saying, I'm going to go after Obasanjo. He's not meant to speak like that. That's wrong. That's not how a country should run. It's not a personal this thing about, it's not a personal vendetta against individuals. People that have stolen money, there are agencies that should be able to go after them. And then the thing should go through the normal process. So expecting him to come out and say this thing personally, people are expecting too much. It shouldn't be like that. I know it will make people feel better if he says that, but I don't think he should say that. And that person raised the point. If you want to go after somebody, do you go and tell that person what you're going to do? Another thing you have to check, what are the antecedents of this man? Let's, for example, if Obi comes out and says, I'm going to go after somebody, and Tinubu comes out and says, I'm going to go after this person, Atiku comes out and says, I'm going to go after this person, who are you going to believe? The way you're going to know who will do it is to look at the antecedents, look at their past, look at their history. Based on their history of what they've done in government, who do you think is going to fight corruption in Nigeria? It's very clear, the answer. Whether Obi says it, whether Tinubu says it, we know who will do it. And the reason why we know is based on what they've done before. Are you going to expect Tinubu to fight corruption? Are you going to expect Tinubu that has Lagos in his pocket to fight corruption? Or is it Atiku that will know what he did during the period of Obasanjo? My friend CM will always make reference to the book written by Obasanjo. Everybody should go and refer to that book. So these three men, just looking at those three men, look at their antecedents, look at their history, look at their past. You don't put them on the same level. If three of them don't say anything, I know who I think will get there and do the right thing. I'm not waiting for Tinubu to tell me. If somebody is telling me that if Tinubu now tells me I'm going to fight corruption, and based on that I'm going to vote for Tinubu, then you are just deceiving yourself. Because these same people have been saying, Buhari, when they were interviewing this vice presidential man, his previous interview, I think a few months ago, he was talking about how Buhari is always coming out to say he's going to fight corruption. But at the way to fight corruption, he was talking about certain ways of fighting corruption. He mentioned things like contracts, how they inflate, that Buhari does not specify how he's going to fight it. He went into detail, said inflating of contracts. He also mentioned some other things, but I've forgotten those things now. It's not about what you say. The way we're going to judge what you are going to do or what you will not do is what did you do in the past? When some money was given to you, how did you manage it? That's how we're going to judge what you're going to do, not by what you say. People are expecting these people to come and say, and you want to believe what Tinubu will tell you or what Atiku will tell you. I think we're wasting our time looking for. Let us look at what these people are going to do based on what they've done before, and stop worrying about what they tell us they're going to do. And let us elect the right people based on what they've done when we gave them something, when we entrusted them something. Because we said you are going to do something. I know I sympathize with Shore's people that were backing him before. But the thing I keep saying about Shore is that Shore is not tested. Shore has not been tested with power. And I always refer back to when I was much younger in Nigeria in the 90s. Oshimole, when I was in the university in the late 80s, in the early 90s, Oshimole was one of the people I used to respect so much. Because those days, he was the leader of the NLC then. He was the one that used to go in charge of the meetings. I used to respect the man so much. I used to have a lot of editing about the man because he used to go and fight for the workers and all that. I never knew that Oshimole will not get into government and this is what he will do. So until a man is tested with power, I'm not saying sure whether we will not pass the test, but until he's tested and I actually see him pass the test, I cannot tell what he's going to do. Because Shomole, I always go back to this man. I always go back to how I used to see him in the 90s and how he's changed. Until a man is tested with power, you don't know what he's going to do. So Showore needs to be tested first at whatever level, and then throw some money to him and throw some power to him, and how he uses it. Based on that, I can now draw my conclusions. I'll stop there for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gosin. I appreciate you. I will now move on now to Mr. Let Go. Mr. Let Go, please use your 2 minutes and let's round up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Niger Watch.
Thank you.
Thank you for this good, wonderful work. As I said earlier, it will be a record that one day your daughter, your son, your friends, your great grandchildren, they will come across all these videos and say, oh, wow, this is my grandfather. He did a good job. He done his part. He helped humanity. So thank you for this good work on how you make sure that one man went to moon did not brought his distraction on this platform. And the way you captured him and instructed him on what to say when he come into your platform. I watched the video last night. I was amazed. I was amazed. Thank you so much, and God will continue to feed you with wisdom. Thank you. So what I want to say is this: God has given us the right candidates. So from PDP to where P2B and how Labour Party picked their vice is amazing. Today, look at Kwankwaso or whatever the name is called. Is behind this. He's crying right now. The highest thing Kwankwaso will do is to maybe join Tinubu. That is the only thing he can offer. Or he will remain where he is. So the thing we have to do is to encourage our people from the grassroots. Support them if you can. Tell them the benefit of a new Nigeria. Tell them things will start working by the time these new, young, vibrant candidates take over our nation, and they will move us forward. And we will put more pressure on the INEC. INEC. We have to let INEC know they have to be independent. And I'm disappointed on INEC because so far so good. INEC is not making a broadcast. INEC is not making a advert on how to stop vote buying, or how to stop corruption in a electoral way, or how to hold people accountable when you steal, when you buy votes. Nothing like that is happening in a country that has a very critical time next year. So I will encourage whoever that have anybody to do with INEC should reach out to them. Why are you people not advertising this election? Why are you not people not advertising Nigerian to tell us the implication and the way forward? Please, if we can, that would be good. Let us get our PVC, let us be ready, and let us vote wisely, vote Labour Party. It's for our own good and the future of our country. I don't want Nigeria to be like a Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka yesterday, their prime minister resigned because they don't have fuel, and all their population went into their government house and forced the prime minister to resign. We have the same power, and if we did not get it right next year, things we don't know may start happening, and we don't want it. Thank you.
Right, and stop.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm done, but I can't hear anybody anymore. That
I
is
was
why I say
speaking.
hello.
All right, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate you. I was trying to speak. My software was keeping me right here. All right, then let me move on to Mr. Collins. I think Mr. Collins is the person that needs to talk to us right now. Mr. Collins, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
All
I'm
right,
here. I can
please
hear you.
use your 2 minutes now, Mr. Collins. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, there is not much thing to say. Like the whole panel, everybody have said it all. Yeah, the most thing we should channel our energy, make sure that at the end of the day, Governor Peter Obi and the running mate won the election. Like I just finished, I was seeing on news that Tinubu have nominated the vice president Shetima or something like that. I don't know if the news is correct. Somebody can correct me there. So for me, all I'm just begging everybody to make sure that they put our effort and make sure that at the end of the day, the good people will decide and Nigeria will decide. And at the end of the day, let their decision be to choose P2B and the running mate as the president. Thank you so
Thank,
much.
thank you very much, Mr. Collins. Mr. CM, I'll come back to you to use your 2 minutes right now to talk to us because we have another broadcast by 5 or 6 p.m. by 6 p.m. this evening. So we need to round up now so that we can
Okay.
prepare for that. So, Mr. CM, talk to us, sir.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you once again, Niger Watch. I'm really happy for our deliberation today. And by way of recapping, I insist or I still stand my ground that corruption is not fought on personal basis. Corruption is being fought by institutions, making the institution that will fight corruption strong, which is there's a noise coming. Who is noise is coming from somewhere. Can somebody mute, please?
I
Oh
don't know
dear.
where I think the noise is coming from you, sir. It's from you. The noise
How
is
can
from you. Yeah, I don't know why it's from you,
no?
not from me.
It's from somebody. Oh, not me. Okay.
No, no, it's you. Everybody is muted. I muted you and the noise stopped. So that was from
Okay.
you. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So corruption should be fought on institutional basis. The institutions that fight corruption in advance. Who is saying now?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, sir. Go
The,
ahead.
the, ins- the institutions that fight corruption in civilized world are the police, the court, and the judicial system, or just the judicial system. So all in all P2B needs to do is you strengthen in these institutions, and then the public knows who to when they raise a petition. It's as simple as that against anybody, even including you, the president, because the institution can also investigate you. So it is true, we know you, Mr. I wouldn't support Mr. P to be sitting in Nassau Rock and then telling the commissioner of police or IG, if we should still have IG, go after this man. I heard that when he was this 16 billion missed. No, no, no. You don't. All those, it becomes personal. Strengthen them, give them the role. They know their role every day. They read through and they know what to do. As they are fighting it, then you'll be inviting petition from the public. That's how it's done. The court is there to try them. At most, what government could do is to establish what they call a maybe criminal court, like ICC in Nigeria. This one only handles cases of corrupt practices. That's all. It's not a case of murder, a case of child raping or this. No, no, no. This is just a case of stealing or looting public. You can establish a specialized court for that so that you decongest the regular court. Such things can be good, but let it be institutionalized. That is the thing. So that when even if you are not there, the thing will continue to function. That's how it's done in abroad everywhere. You don't know whether the prime minister is interested in your case. All they know is that the metropolitan police invited you, and you go there and explain yourself, or the FBI can investigate anybody. So that is the aspect of the type of corruption we should want to go into. Don't even mention anybody, whether it's from your party or not. If you strengthen the institution, everything will be taken care of. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. CM. I really appreciate you for making that brief. I'll go to Mr. Raf. Mr. Raf, Lucky Raf, are you there with us to speak to us now? Because we were trying to talk to you earlier on. You're still not, I don't know if you're available now. Lucky Raf, we cannot hear you. All right, Lucky Raf, we cannot hear you. Kingsley, I can see you in the backstage. There's some noise on your background. Please sort out your noise if you really want to talk to us.
All the
Kingsley, can you hear me?
and you go there
Kingsley.
yeah, can investigate it. So
Oh,
that
your network is bad, Mr. Kingsley. Network is bad.
don't
I'm
don't
sorry, we cannot.
mention.
I'm sorry, we have to remove you. And Christopher Okon, you did turn on your mic, so because of that, we cannot add you to the screen, or you cannot contribute either. You know. Hello, can you turn on your mic, please?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, all right. I think, Raf, can you talk to us? All right, Raf, your network is so bad. I'm sorry. We need to move on right now. Thank you very much, everybody, for your time with us this afternoon. Everybody mute yourself. Thank you. I will appreciate every one of you. We'll be coming back again by 6. Please join us and let's do this together. God bless you all. Please help us to share. Help us to share this broadcast and like this broadcast as well. Join us by 6 p.m. We're going to be back right here again. And God bless all of you now. Make una take care and bye for now.
It's better than sacrifice.